Hi everyone. So today we'll be doing the another theorem on similar triangles. So what the theorem states, the ratio of the areas of two similar triangles is equal to the square of the ratio of the corresponding sides. That means what? That means if you have two similar triangles like that I've shown you here, triangle ABC and triangle PQR, they are similar, it is given, then the theorem states that the ratio of the area of these two triangles, this one, will be equal to the square of the ratio of their corresponding sides. That is, AB corresponds to PQ, BC corresponds to QR, and CA corresponds to RP as we see here. AB to PQ, BC to QR, and AC to or CA to RP. So this is about the statement of the theorem. Okay, now so the proof is very simple. What will you do? You see, as you have to find the ratio of the areas. So if I consider BC and QR to be the bases, then I have to draw the corresponding altitudes. So let the altitudes of this triangle be, say this one, say AD, and say for this one, say is the altitude PM. Okay, so that we can find out the areas half base into altitude. So what will be this? It will be half base is what? AB, or let me write down now. Okay, this way better. Let me write down, because we have to. This is the statement of the theorem, so we have to prove this. So we start with this one. That is area of ABC triangle upon area of PQR triangle. So half base into altitude. BC is the base, and the altitude is AD for this triangle. And similarly for the triangle PQR, I have taken QR to be the base, so that PM is the altitude. So half of getting cancelled. So what I find the ratio of the area of this two triangle is the ratio of these two sides and this. Now let us look at this AD by PM. No? So say mark it 1. So now you consider these two small triangles. Now ABD and in PQR, you see, this is 90 degree, this is also 90 degree, and angle B will be equal to angle Q. Why? Because these triangles are given to be similar, and since the corresponding angles of the similar triangles are equal, so angle this B will be equal to angle Q, and angle D is equal to angle M, which is equal to 90 degree by construction. Therefore, by AA criteria, what we'll have, triangle ABD will be similar to triangle PQM. That you have understood by AA criteria. So B is equal to Q and this D is equal to M. So the sides will be proportional. Now what side I should take? Because AD by PM is there, so I should take this AD. So you see it corresponds to PM. So therefore AD by PM will be equal to, now I'll be taking the sides of the triangle AB and PQ. AB by PQ, okay? AB by PQ. Now one more thing, since these two triangles are similar, so all the sides will be also proportional. So also we can write, since they are similar, therefore AB by PQ is equal to BC by QR is equal to CA by RP. Because of this, all the corresponding angles are equal and the sides of these two triangles are also proportional. So this we can take it as to be given. So equation 2. This is your given. And now I can use this equation and this one. So let me mark it as say this is say 2 and say this is 3. Right. So in place of AD by PM, I can use AB by PQ here, and in place of BC by QR, I can use AB by PQ. So therefore, area of this is equal to what? BC, in place of BC by QR, I am using the equation 3. That is, so it is AB by PQ. And in case of this ratio, I am using this equation 2. That is also AB by PQ. So that is nothing but AB by PQ whole square. Therefore, this ratio of this area of these two triangles came out to AB by PQ whole square. And by equation 3, since AB by PQ is equal to these two, so I can easily write So this is equal to BC by QR whole square is equal to CA by RP whole square, where I am using equation 3. This is your 3. And here I have used, I have to write, I have used equation using equation 2 and 3. 2 and 3. Okay. So this proof is very simple. We have to simply draw the altitudes, and I take the ratio of the area of these two triangles and rewrite half base into altitude. So ratio of these two sides is equal to AB by PQ, this equation, and ratio of AD by PM is AB by PQ, as these two triangles were similar by AA. So hence proved. So this the proof. Okay. So now we'll be seeing some application of this theorem. So the question I have taken is this one. Given triangle ABC and triangle DEF are similar, these two triangles are similar, and their areas are given to be this and this. That means area of ABC is 64 centimeters square. That means what? Let me write down. Given, that is area of ABC is equal to 64 centimeters square, and area of DEF is equal to 121 centimeters square. These are given to us, and also it is given that EF is 15.4 and you have to find BC. This is the question. So whenever area of similar triangles are given, we obviously will think about this theorem. Why? Because the ratio of the areas of two similar triangles is equal to the ratio of the square of the ratio of their corresponding sides. So straightforward we'll use this theorem. So since in this we'll be writing, since triangle ABC is similar to triangle DEF, it is given, therefore area of ABC upon area of DEF will be equal to square of the ratio of their corresponding sides. Now which sides will be considering? Since EF is given, so this EF is given, so I'll be taking this ratio EF by BC, because you have to find BC. So I can write it will be BC. In this triangle it is BC and it is EF. So by this above theorem I can write this expression. Since the triangles are similar, so the ratio of the area of these two similar triangles is equal to square of the ratio of their corresponding sides. Now simply put the values. ABC was what? 64 and DEF is 121. BC we have to find out. EF is 15.4. So this is okay. We put. Now one thing. You see one thing, since these are whole square numbers, so we will not find the square of this or cross multiply. So what will you do? We'll take the square root of both the sides. So taking square root of both the sides, 64 will become 8 and this will become 11. So it is BC by 15.4. So in this way we can minimize our time and labor. So now it is very simple. We can find out BC 8 into this by 11. And again I know 11, I think it will go by 11. As you see, if you look at these numbers, it is 1, 11 1 is 11, 4 is left, so 1.4. So this becomes very easy. Therefore BC is equal to 8 into 1.4. And if you know the tables, how much it is, it will be 112 I think. So it is 11.2 centimeter as the answer. So you see, in this way you can minimize my calculation. So if you observe the numbers, you should have some familiarity with the numbers. Then you won't be, you can reduce your calculation time. These things you must observe. Here you don't find the square of this and then cross multiply. Don't do this. We minimize first taking square root of both the sides, but just by observing that these two numbers are whole square. And then again you observe 15.4 will be divisible by 11. So in this way my calculation becomes very simple and it takes less time. So this is one direct application of this theorem in this question. Okay. Second question that I have taken now. D, E, F are respectively the midpoints of the sides A, B, B, C and C of the triangle ABC. That means, as I have shown you, D is the midpoint of AB, so this side is equal to this side. E is the midpoint of BC, and so E is equal to EC, and here F is the midpoint of FC. So these are given to us. Okay, find the ratio of the areas of the triangle DEF and ABC. DEF. So let me join DEF. D. So this is the triangle. So you have to find out ratio of the area of this triangle to this whole triangle. So obviously we have to use this theorem. That is, ratio of the areas of two similar triangles is equal to the square of the ratio of their corresponding sides. So first of all, since now this theorem is applicable only when the triangles are similar. So now we have to find the ratio of the area of these two triangles. So that means what? Somehow I have to now first prove that this triangle and this triangle, this small one and that one, are similar. Then only very easily we can find out the ratio. So the first thing to show that the triangles are similar. So look at this. Now here since midpoints of sides are given, so obviously we'll be using the midpoint theorem that you have learned in 9th class. What is the midpoint theorem? That is, in a triangle, if these two are the midpoints, say ABC, that you know very well, if they are midpoint, then the line segment joining the midpoints is half the third side. That is, DE is half of BC, and also this segment is parallel to the third side. That was the midpoint theorem. The line segment joining the midpoints of two sides of a triangle is parallel to the third side, and also this segment is half the third side. So this theorem will be using here since midpoints are given. So by midpoint theorem we can write, by midpoint theorem, first we take DF. Since D and F are midpoints of AB and AC, therefore what will happen? DF will be half the third side, means BC. Equation 1. So I am not considering this parallel. Okay. Similarly, I can now say, if I now consider F and E, F and E are the midpoints of AC and BC. So this F will be parallel to the third side, means AB, and F will be half of AB. That means FE will be half of AB. And what happened? Lastly, I have take DE. Okay. So DE will be half of what? D will be half of AC. So this will be. So you see. So what I see now I can write in this way. These three equations can be written in this way. That is, let me start with this. DE by AC is equal to half. Okay, and also it is equal to here also FE by AB is also half, and from here I can write DF by BC half. All are half. That is ratio. These three sides are in the same ratio. These three sides are in the same ratio with the three sides of the triangle. So I think three sides of the two triangles are proportional. So we can use triple S criteria. So therefore, by SSS, I can write triangle DEF is similar to triangle DEF. Okay. So I should take D should correspond to which angle, that is important. No? So for that's why I should use the angles also. Now since you see DF is also parallel to BC, and here FE is also parallel to AB, and here DE is also parallel to AC. They are parallel to the third side and half of the third side. So when I see all the sides are parallel, you see. So this is parallel to this is parallel to this. So this will be what? This will be a parallelogram. ADFE is a parallelogram. And the opposite angles are equal. So this will be equal to this. Since opposite angles of parallelogram are equal. So from this what I can say? We can say that triangle, ADFE is parallelogram. Similarly, DBEF is also a parallelogram. DBEF is also parallelogram. Because of what? Here it was DE was parallel to AF. Yes, DE parallel to AC means this one, and FE to AB in this one. These two, that is from these two I am getting this to be a parallelogram. And for DBEF, that is EF parallel to AB, that is this one with this one and this one, and DF parallel to DC, this one. That is with these two I will be getting this one. So these two will give me this. Okay, so you understood how the parallelograms are formed. So when I consider this parallelogram, the opposite angles are equal. And when I consider this, then this angle is equal to this. So this we can write down. Now first I have written these are parallelograms. From this, so we can write, therefore angle A is equal to E. Angle A, that is A is equal to E. Opposite angles are equal, E. And here from this angle F is equal to angle B, or B is equal to angle F. Since opposite angles of parallelogram are equal. Opposite angles of parallelogram are equal. So by midpoint theorem we have got this ratio of the sides are equal, and from this I got three set of parallel lines from which I am getting two parallelograms. One is ADFE, that is ADFE, and another I have taken DBEF, and from which I have got this opposite angles are equal. So I can use AA also, because from SSS it is difficult to write the vertices in proper order, so I can use AA now. It is better to use AA. So this okay, this is okay, fine. So let me write it equation 4, and since by AA I will be taking AA, since angle A is equal to E and angle B is equal to F. B is equal to angle F. This way that I have written opposite angles of these two parallelograms are equal. This reasoning I have shown you. So now it is very easy to write the vertices. You see DEF. D corresponds to what? Let me first write down. E corresponds to A. So A will be in the middle. A is E. So in place of, and F to B. So B, F is in the third side, so it will be B. So obviously the C is left, C will be here. Because you see C will be, actually this C is equal to D also. Because DFCE is again a parallelogram, because D is parallel to FC and DF parallel to this. So these opposite angles are equal. So D is equal to C. So with respect to D I am getting C, E is equal to A and F is equal to B. All were equal angles as they were opposite angles of parallelogram. So in this way I have proved these triangles are similar by AA. So now I can use this theorem, the ratio of the areas to similar triangles. Therefore, by the above theorem, area of triangle DEF by area of triangle CAB or ABC, whatever I can write, Now ratio of the corresponding sides. So I can take any one. I can take DE and AC, no problem. DE by AC whole square. So actually let me write in the proper order only. Otherwise there will be confusion. So it was CAB. CAB. Area of CAB and area of ABC is same, but I am writing in the proper order because DEF is similar to CAB. So this DA corresponds to CA, or CA means AC only, and by this equation DE by AC is half, so it is half whole square, that is 1 by 4, and what we have used the equation 4. So hence the answer is 1 by 4, that is 1:4. So the answer, what will be the answer? Your answer is 1:4. So we have applied the theorem here, but for that we have to satisfy the condition to be satisfied for the application of theorem, that is the triangles to be similar. For proving the triangles to be similar, I have to find out two equal angles, and for that I will use midpoint theorem. Okay, that is these were parallel. So from this I got two parallelogram, and I can use the third also. So that opposite angles of the parallelogram are equal. So from that I got the A condition, and from this A criteria I proved them to be similar. So this, and again by midpoint theorem ratio of the sides should come out to be half. So this I have used here in this way. So this is a bit indirect question where you cannot apply directly these things. So okay. Next question. Prove that the area of an equilateral triangle described on one side of a square is equal to half the area of the equilateral triangle described on one of its diagonal. Okay, so what's the situation? Let's see. So let's suppose we have a square. Okay, this is the square. Okay, let me draw properly. Okay, let me draw here. Square means all the sides are equal. All the sides are equal and 90 degree. All are 90 degree. Okay. So and say each side is equal to a unit. So this is a square with all sides equal to a unit and all are 90 degree. Now what you have to prove that area of an equilateral triangle described on one side of the square. So let me consider this side. So this is the side, no? So in this way we can describe an equilateral triangle. So this is an equilateral triangle. So this side is A, so this will be also has to be A. Okay. This is A. So this is an equilateral triangle described on one side of the square. So all the sides are equal. Now I have to compare the area of this triangle to the area of the triangle described on one of its diagonal. It was described on one side to this. So let me join a diagonal. Say this is the diagonal. Okay. So I have to, okay. So this will be the triangle described on the diagonal of a square. Have I understood? So let me give a name of the, say ABCD is the square. ABCD is the square, and say this point say E, and say this is F. Okay. So then, okay. So let me find out the area of the, first find out the area of the triangle which is described on the side. That is your AEB. AEB. Or let me first, this is described on the side. So what to prove actually? Let me write down what to prove. To prove that this is half the area of the equilateral triangle described on the diagonal. So this is the equilateral triangle described on the diagonal. So ACF. Triangle ACF. So this is the question. Okay, this is the question. this area of this triangle is half the area of this triangle. This is described on the side and this is described on the diagonal of the square. So whenever areas of two triangles are involved, we have to use the theorem, and for that I have to first prove that these two triangles are similar, then only I can use the theorem. So look at this. Now both the triangles are what? They are equilateral triangle, and we know that in an equilateral triangle all the angles are equal to 60 degree. So this is 60 degree, this is also 60 degree, this is also 60 degree. Similarly here, this is 60 degree, this is also 60 degree, and this is also 60 degree. So these two triangles, that is therefore, that means all angles of an equilateral triangle are equal to 60 degree. Therefore, we can use angle criteria AA. Triangle AEB is similar to triangle ACF. In this we have proved. So therefore, by this above this theorem, therefore area of AEB by area of ACF will be equal to, let me take, I'll be considering, because I can find this AF and FC are not possible to find, but we know this AC is possible to find out from this triangle by Pythagoras theorem. So I'll be considering AC. So I'll take this AC and say AE. So AE by AC whole square. And always whenever you write these things, always you write the theorem inwards. This whole theorem you have to write inwards. This is very important. Which the logic of this state, that is which theorem you have used, you have to write down. This whole things you have to write down by side inwards. So now AE is, I know it is A. Now I have to find out AC. So if I in triangle ACB, this is 90 degree, no? So I can use Pythagoras theorem. So D square plus D square, AB square plus BC square is equal to AC square. You know this is by Pythagoras theorem. That you have come across this theorem. So AB is your A, BC is also A, yes, AB, A, BC is also A. So this is AC square. So what is AC square? AC square is 2A square. Therefore, AC square is equal to 2A square. Let me keep in this form, because I can write it in this form. A square by AC square. I can take inside, no? A square by AC square. It's all the same. Okay? So, and what is AE? A is your A. So, AE is your A square. And what is AC is 2A square. So, okay. A square is getting cancelled. Therefore, area of AEB to area of ACF is half. We have proved half. Therefore, by cross multiplying, I can say the area of AEB is half of this. Hence, proved. This was asked to prove. So, in this way, we can prove. So, whenever you find questions of this type, where areas of triangles are involved, this theorem should come in your mind. So, for that, first of all, you have to prove the triangles to be similar. Then only you can prove the theorem. Okay. So, I think you have understood this diagram is important. How to draw the diagram, that is okay. I think it is clear. So, that's all for today.